And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time as Terra Invicta, or left off last time in Terra Invicta as the initiative. This is the fourth part of the first stream on 1.0.25. We've been stalled out a little bit here due to the lack of noble metals. The aliens aren't being too much of a problem. Yeah, the aliens aren't being too much of a problem, so I think we can get something together that will work fleet-wise. And yeah, I'm attempting to build these Trident classes for, like, Mars and Mercury, but we need to save them some nobles for that, so let's get some time moving. Let's try to continue expanding our holdings on the planet of Earth.
Offering support.
One thing I should probably do is I should try to reach out and see if I can find the Resistance. If I can find the Resistance has most of the noble metals on Mercury, so they may be willing to trade metal or noble metals, which could be going quite much, or actually get me going.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Mission complete.
Demand claim. Go for Zhao. You guys are coil gun batteries. Anyway, let's get coil gun cannons. I brought it up at the end of the last one. Try to get at least to tier 2. Well, we'll get tier 2 on the cannon and the battery, and then probably go tier 3 on the batteries to make the LDAs worth a little bit more defensively.
We've removed some threats.
We've removed some threats. We're in control here.
We're in control here. Okay, I now have executive control in Afghanistan, so I can start the war and disband Afghanistan's one only army, so that the Liberation Force can come in and do the liberation, let's say. That's also the argument down here. Controlled by them, yes.
Okay. Acknowledged.
So one of you sent national policy in India to start a war.
Time to make our move.
Yeah.
Ready
One
for
of
my mission.
you
Where do you
sent
need?
policy in Russia to invade Georgia.
Heading to the capital.
One of
At your
you
service.
go... Oh, it can't be. Specifically
Reporting
can't be
in.
you. You go purge the last spot in Tajikistan.
We're taking power.
Standing
then
by for
you-
orders.
Sent national policy in Afghanistan to disband the army.
On my way to the capital. What's the op?
Extraction. He's material science research. So that's Earth extraction, not space extraction. Okay. And yeah. Yeah, no mining works. Confirm assignments. Let some time pass. We are over our cap here, although we're going to start a couple wars and roll some armies in and reduce cap that way. One thing I might do. I have control of Laos. How valuable is Laos? Honestly, the fact that I don't remember where Laos is maybe a good indication that I don't consider it valuable, even if it is valuable. Where's my random chunk of territory over here? I think it was Africa. Where's your Laos? Ah, yes, you. Yep, that didn't help much. Yep, it is what it is. Okay. It's definitely ways I can get more control points, more control point space.
I will help them.
But they're going to take more time than it does to probably get the control points down.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Okay, you
Policy
cracked down the
direction
location that I already
complete.
cracked down. You're declaring war on Afghanistan.
Mission complete.
Declare war on... Should be in the list here. Georgia.
Mission complete.
Disarm army. Okay, army's gone.
The opposition remains in power.
They actually failed our purge. Okay, that works for me. That would just make the control points worse in the short run. Okay, losing Baton right now is believable. Should be easy to take back, so I'm not concerned about it. In fact, it may be easy enough to take back... We'll see how they respond. Right, it's allied and federated. Is it federated? Yeah. Yeah, it's easy enough to take back. We're not going to send the troops in. If it wasn't federated and they rivaled us or whatever, we'd probably send the troops in.
On the way to the target site. Acknowledged. Restoring order. Standing by.
The orders? We'll make things safe.
Habs that should be giving me bonuses on there. I'm surprised those Habs aren't done yet. India takes control of the Kabul region. Regions are hostile to the new nation, cause unrest and stability issues in the meantime. It puts us back into the gap, so we're less vulnerable in the meantime.
Things are stabilizing.
I don't remember queuing a construction module, but apparently it
Order
did.
is returning.
Order is returning.
That's going to be a while to repair, but okay.
Recon complete.
You're functional 29th of March. Okay, so we're going to be a big science mission on March. There's our coal cannons. Gonna follow that up with improved coil gun batteries.
We are in control now.
Oh, let's get that mission control, like, thinking about it. Done. There we go. She's sort of the same thing here. Wise. Although I might not be able to afford to do it all here. Oh, actually, I may have overinvested. Well, got full mission control there. And we took it to Dulce. So they have an influence and probably buy mission control in Russia. Flawed democracy. So they're protecting themselves with democracy in comparison to totalitarian Russia here, who's the head of the Federation. Yeah, and here we're just going to be better off using good old diplomacy to bring it back around. And at some point solving the democracy problem there. Government's improving here. We're up to 2.9, although we need to get it pretty high, right? We need to get it like 4.5, 4.8 specifically. And here's 2.9, so we're working on it. Unless we want to send the troops in, which we probably don't. Okay. Who do I want to assign where? We're on cooldown for more of you till March. Oh, someone should go purge you back. Although I don't actually have the control points, apparently, to support that. So maybe we'll just let them have that point for the moment. What are they going to do with Bhutan? Yeah, let's work for public campaigning in various places. Or, actually, I suppose in the case of Russia, stabilize mission.
We'll turn down the heat.
I'm here. Restoring order.
Oh, actually, I only need one stabilize in India, so both go to
We'll
Russia.
restore peace to this nation.
Acknowledged.
You don't have defend nation.
Your orders?
Defend interests. So I'll send you to defend
Securing our
interests, and we'll
control.
send you to stabilize
Ready.
China.
We'll restore peace to this nation.
What do I want to save up for on you? Could grab the command that would actually stabilize. Yeah, let's grab the command here. This is just back under our limit again by raising the limit by 1. What I kind of... Actually, this is something I should probably do. I should go around to all of Earth orbit. Earth. Got an admin tower there. This is extreme. We're going to pass you. You could use an admin tower. I think I've got one in that queue. Yeah, you got an admin tower. In the queue being built. Same, I think, here. Yeah. You don't have one. Very tempting to get you one. If I were to overwrite one of these quarters, how much does an admin tower cost power-wise? This is where we get more control points. 40 power. We got plenty of power for that. Okay, so here's an admin tower. I've got 61 boost. So admin tower-wise, I can build 15. 15 addition. Well, 15 that aren't complete. So we're doing the math right. So that was 1, 2, 3. Got none here, but you're intermediate, so you're not going to count. We got one there, so 4. You're low. You already have one, so it's not going to count against us, but it's not going to help us. You're low, you don't have one, you should get one. That's 5. That one's already built, so that's not going to count against the 15 new ones I can build. 6, 7. Get one here. 8. Get one here. 9. Alright, Earth is not going to work. Oh, that's a new one, so we'll say 10. 11. Oh no, that's higher, so don't worry there. One here, which will be 11. At this point, I think I control all but one of the low Earth orbits. So there's only a total of 18 we can be building in the low Earth orbits. So, not surprising that I'm not going to hit the 15, because we had some already. You've got one. It's already built. You've got one. Okay. So yeah, we should have enough boost to supply all of those. And that should provide us with more control points. I suppose we can check the math to make sure, right? So that's 12. And again, I think I have all but one of the low Earth orbits. Two of the low Earth orbits. So theory could have up to 16. And they're like, what, they were 12 each? You don't give me a breakdown from here. Although the other ones sometimes give us a little bit of a breakdown. I'm not going to go station by station check. Yeah, that'll help with the control points, which is what we need to expand. More on Earth. Both in GDP and physical Earth. Yeah. Firm assignments let some time pass.
Securing our interests.
Offering counsel.
A little too fast, we'll let some time pass. Till about the 29th, and then we'll issue the order. Because we don't necessarily want to get there before it, we want to get around about the same time. Because we're trying to get rid of this
Things
animal.
are cooling off.
Things are stabilizing.
Things are cooling off.
Things are cooling off.
Okay. Oh, and a bunch of our Admin just came online, so now we've got all the control points we could want. At least for the foreseeable near future. Okay, so you're going back. You'll be there on the 11th, so it's time to order the army to do the same jig and move back the other way. Beside us station. Beside station. And that is which station? An awkward moment. We have too many stations, so you can't keep track of which one's called what. No, it's definitely ours. That's what it's telling us. Fair enough. That station. Okay. 320 is presumably not ready for launch. I could, and what we're going to do is we're going to do the old penny pack and trigger. We're going to split another one of these guys off. And you're going to Poseidon. Okay, so that'll be enough fuel. You're arriving... Oh, I can slow boat it. Minimum fuel consumption. I have no clue where those ships are coming from. They're not coming from Earth orbit. Those are probably coming from the moon. The other side, it has realized it has made a mistake, wants to disengage, and it's too late. So do you think the other side would fire? Yeah, one thing I could do to the lower unrest in our authoritarian nations is actually, spread the armies out across them all. I don't necessarily need a lot of armies in all of them, but just spreading them out a little bit would probably help.
Ready.
Where to poke next? Don't have claims to North Korea, so that's not a good place. I suppose I don't have an aggression pact with the Humanity First, so I can take swings at them. Oh, we can take Bhutan back. Let's take Bhutan back.
Restoring order.
I'm here. Removing our enemies.
Taking a quick scan of these to figure out if there's any mining. And yeah, that looks like no. Farm assignments, let's time pass. Sevastopol's been dealt with, okay. Or the guys in Sevastopol have been dealt with. Let's do a path all armies home.
Lending my expertise.
Order is returning.
Okay, Russia is stable.
Mission aborted.
Things are
Really
stabilizing.
stable for now. Of course, if there's enough armies staying in there, we'll probably just stay stable. Yeah, so it'd be base stable, and then the armies are over... Well, some of the armies are going to move out, but the armies are currently offsetting the hostile claim.
Violence is abating.
Our associates are now in charge.
Okay, back in control in Bhutan. And Singapore is real strong, focusing basically on economy and welfare, or economy knowledge and boost. But I think I'd probably push more towards boost. I'll actually do. I'll push a little bit more towards boost. A lot more towards boost. Is there a boost cap? I think it's per region. Oh, maybe I'm at least not allowed to see it. Don't see a good way to see what the boost cap is. I assume there's a boost cap. Although it's presumably very high, because we're up to 26.5. No signs that it will cap out anytime soon. Decatons per month. Anyway, research is going up because knowledge and economy is going up, although we did slow that down. Eighth of March, so... Oh, that's the cooldown with Tajikistan. So in theory, we command a core. Command a claim back.
Standing by for orders. On my way to the capital.
I'm here. We'll restore peace to this nation.
Where to?
Definitely do with more science. Although we got science building, right? Soon. March, end of March. And then we can go around to do some more upgrades, or we can build ships or something. Oh, and obviously the shipbuilding is Mercury, right? Expand the Mercury station. Okay, so we got three spaceworks under construction, which will be enough to get the acquisition teams ready. And yeah, I think probably for the inter-system stuff, this is not a bad place to launch them from, so going full 10 here would not be a bad plan. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we need enough solar to make it work, which this is Mercury, so that's easy. Okay, so that's enough solar to make that work for the moment. We're not going to bother with an admin tower here, because this is the stuff on here does not make sense under admin tower. We got 10 spaceworks, which employ 400 crew, so that's 4,000 crew. So we can definitely make good use of an agriculture complex. If not, let's say 2, because we're going to still build a little bit more here. We got a battle station already, so that's fine. It might be worth getting a little bit of antimatter coming in. One particle collider. Where's the other type? Collider, I think, is the one that makes them. Unless it's expensive resources. Then there's like the trap. Although there's a limit of 1 trap per orbital, so I suppose maybe the other person has the 1 trap. Let me check the orbital quickly. Oh, this is Extreme Mercury. I doubt anyone else is Extreme. Yeah, they're definitely the other orbital. Okay. Although, maybe that's part of the Mercury nerf, is it's got radiation, but it's not antimatter radiation. Yeah, so it's saying double normal radiation. I know. So you have radiation. Mercury doesn't, so I can't trap at Mercury or Mars or Venus. We could trap in the medium Earth orbit, but I don't have the medium Earth orbit anymore. And then beyond that is Jupiter. Jupiter's going to have places I can trap. 58 Farad, 58F. Some of these orbitals probably have some as well. No, I'm wrong. There's none there? Okay. I'm not going to spend time trying to find... Although, would I look for that in prospecting? No. Yeah, no, let's work that way. Okay. Yeah, so we got a little bit we can trap in Earth, but I don't know where the other locations to trap. Oh, a little bit in Earth, a little bit in Jupiter. Don't know where the other locations are. It might just be all the gas giants, and if that is the case, then obviously we're going to be making it, not finding it. But yeah, we got the one maker going, or build the one maker going, and that should be a good start. to evaluating whether or not it's going to be viable to run any antimatter drives.
Offering support.
You've arrived at low Mercury orbit. That's not the orbit we're in, so they're not here for us. Although they are probably there for a reason. Let's grab, now that I'm thinking about it, let's grab one nano foundry. This will allow me to at least skip straight to tier 2, which for the Mercury mines is very valuable. One of the sites is suddenly very open. And they're blowing up sites. Okay, so if we play our cards quickly enough, we may be able to take advantage of the fact that the Resistance has drawn a bit of aggro from the aliens.
Violence is abating.
Things are cooling off.
Violence is abating.
Order is returning.
The nanofactory will be done in December. That's a long time out, but if we get lucky, that means we can snatch up some of these mines. We don't know how quickly they're going to backfill them.
Mission complete.
Demand another claim. Probably work up the coast or something. Drink that for a moment. Okay, place. Okay. Okay, we're adding chunks of China to the Republic of China is definitely hurting everything that isn't like government. Still might be reasonably cheap here if I wanted to check out a lot of knowledge or environment or something. Grab the last mission control. I think we're gonna hold on to our money for the moment and push that into mission control. As opportunities come up to do that in big nations. Russia. I'm definitely feeling good on the money side, although our solutions to making that better do involve controlling more of space. Nope, lost a point in Moldova.
Ready to go. Restoring order.
Standing
Oh, I
by.
don't need that many people stabilizing
Where
China.
do you need me?
Let's pull some of these off to do
Where
something
to?
else.
We're taking power.
Standing by for orders.
Because at some point we're going to Iran. Either so that we can get through or to add to the Caliphate. Yeah, probably to get through, because we want to get through there to get to the alien nation. So let's start contemplating
We
our
must
relations
persuade
in
the
that
people.
location again.
Standing by for orders.
Acknowledged.
Let's pull through here, make sure I'm not missing mining orgs. No, that looks like it would be a mining org, but it isn't. And it actually, I wouldn't be surprised if it used to be. Or that maybe that's also an image shared with some mining orgs as well. I'll not be surprised. Okay. Let's confirm assignments. Let time pass.
I will help them.
So resting point there. Okay, it's stabled at 1.01, which is close enough. Resting point's 4.2, so we're having a little bit of issue there. Although, do we still have the armies coming home? India has 4 armies. Why is there more than 4 armies in India? Okay, that makes sense. Where's the Chinese armies? There's 2 Chinese armies. Your one that's there, one's there. Okay, so both Chinese armies are there. Why does it look there's 5 armies in India? This is a 5th army in India. Whose army is that? Because India only has 4. Warsaw, Berlin. Oh, you have 1. Army go home. That one missed the order to move. Although, arguably, that's not actually going to help the Republic of China, because the Republic of China is very democratic. We'll go put it in China, because that'll help China. Even as we try to shrink China. Yeah.
Things are stabilizing.
We've moved the needle.
We've moved the needle.
Order is returning.
Improved quill gun batteries, okay. Defenses are going to be better. Improved quill cannon if we decide to put on ships. Actually, we want to run ships smaller than what we currently are. That's what we do want to do. Okay, 2v1 versus the alien megafauna. Should work. In a defensive position, in our own nation, yeah. Offensively, in someone else's nation, it wouldn't. The nation was resisting us, but our own should be
Prepping for
fine.
next mission.
Our people have taken control.
Like, let's bring in some more armies out of Poland and Germany.
Securing our control.
Okay, we're trying. And yeah, we may actually need to slow down on expanding China by merging stuff into the Republic of China, because Republic of China is actually getting destabilized as we do it. Oh, the calculated value is still 5, so it should be trending up. We'll see.
Securing our interests.
Okay, so that batch did finish. So we're now at least getting the bonuses back. We got military seems a little low. Oh, the diminishing returns cake is getting at 50. That's fair. So getting 75% before diminishing returns, after diminishing returns, it's down to 61%. Or 78%, bringing it down to 61%. Yeah. So if it wasn't for the fact that I want more nobles, we'd probably be throwing more, either some combination of labs and skunk works and stuff. Research science. Because the skunk works eats nobles, and I'm low on nobles. So we're holding off on doing that. Communications also cost nobles. Didn't realize that did. Well, that's not a lot. It's just it adds up if you're building a lot. Right, and it's tempting to go from 3 to 5, because that is another 30 science per hab. Well, another monthly metal hab. Oh, that'd be like 8 more. That wouldn't be too bad. Maybe... yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And you got the power for that, so that's fine. You've got the power for that, so that's... oh no, you don't have the power for that. You need another solar farm. It'll vary a little bit depending upon which orbit the things are in. And you have the power for that. You've already got the 5. You've got the 5. You don't have 5. And then you don't need the power because you're fine. You could use 2 more. Military, you'd have the power, okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, these can also do it as well. And then the power one needs a lot of power, or energy one needs a lot of power for reasons. And then materials. I'd have to overwrite some of the communication hubs, which wouldn't be too bad. Although we've also got materials out in mines. That's fine. Let's not do that one. Got some materials out on the labs, on the mines, which is why the materials is real high. Okay. And then the next question is what to do with all the habs, right? Do we go bigger? Right, so do I take you up to 3? I probably do take you up to 3, right? We're paying 3 now. It upgrade to 4. Isn't much of an increase. That allows us to do tier 3 things, or even if we're doing tier 2, that's operation centers offsets that. Although that's actually quite a bit of nobles, which is why I haven't been building a bunch of those. Okay, I'm gonna let until all my boost stuff is done, and then we'll start building some new boost stuff. Because things like tourist boost. So that's money. Oh, the space hospital? I think we've got the space hospital. Medical center, yeah. So that's turns 1 boost into 90 money. Good money source. It's not a broadcast outlet for like information or for communication hub for influence, but I think we want to upgrade those at some point, not just keep building more.
Offering assistance.
Things are cooling off.
Okay. And coil gun batteries, yeah. We're gonna want to do those at least for
Public
the
opinion is moving in our
battle
direction.
stations.
The people will come to our side.
Things are stabilizing.
Skylinks. India is using space. We're going to build connections to the less developed countryside. Thanks to the steadily increasing number of satellite launches, the Madalay region is enjoying the benefit of high bandwidth satellite internet connections. Once remote households and businesses are being plugged in on a daily basis, allowing them to more freely participate in India's flourishing society and economy. Really does bring people together. Make that bread. Look, we're trending. Don't necessarily need to gain cohesion. We'd actually rather have the inequality come down. So 2% and inequality down? Yeah. Oh, and I think that GDP may have actually given us more mission control that I can invest in. So that's 1. We actually have 2 slots, although we only need 6 more in the next one. So that should give me all the mission control, yeah. We now have a protocol ladder, so we're now collecting 0.0001 antimatter a month. Oh, 22nd of May, we'll have Focus National Research, so that'll help with the science. Get more from Earth. Although that's the last of the Earth boost, other than just making Earth better. Okay. Crackdowns are at 19%. Purges are 5%. So yeah, we're gonna want to hit and take, I think, here.
Removing our enemies.
At your service. Going after their people.
Yeah, we can swing Iran into the sort of growing nation alliance that we got, then we'll have an opening for charging our army across into Iraq and Damascus. And then we'd basically be reducing the aliens down to controlling Palestine. Because we need military access through Israel to get into Palestine.
Offering counsel.
There we go. Focus national research. 20% additional research from control points. That's the last of those easy ones. Oh, I say easy. It took a lot of science, so it's one of those where it's like, okay, you're thinking about having a payoff. Admin complex. That gives more control points. It's gonna cost more boost. Google Space Hotel. It's the tier 2 for the hotels. That eats boost, although that does make money and influence. Right now, I arguably need more influence than I need more money. Although that's probably because we've turned a lot of money in, or a lot of influence into money production. That's boost. So probably want the control point spend on the boost first. Let's get. Although, Media Center. Yeah, let's get the Media Center. This is going to make us a little bit more efficient use of our existing stuff. That'll be done in June. That's actually not too far out. Although that may be next stream at this rate, because I'm apparently not playing very fast. Okay. And then we have a hab. That is this hab, which is basically habs that we want to upgrade because we've got communication hubs we want to upgrade on them. So you upgrade.
Violence is abating.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Things are cooling off.
Crackdown complete.
My first 3 locations are done there. Okay, so it's time to get some ships in Mercury. They're not going to be the best of ships. They're just going to be the old Senegal. I say old. By some of our ship centers, they're new, but the Senegals, which can do acquisitions.
We've removed some threats.
Move some frets. Oh, I can take a swing straight at the
Terminating
executive.
the opposition.
Let's do
Where to? Applying pressure on their people.
What's the op? Applying pressure on their people.
Where do you need me? Terminating the opposition.
that. Okay. Take a quick scan, make sure we're not missing any mining, because at this point I need the mining. There is a mining. 1-star mining, costs us 1 boost, provides us 3% space mining. Don't want to lose that one. Could lose, although that's material science research. Your missions. Do I actually need that admin these days? Yes. Oh, maybe that's something we can move away from, given time. Okay, so we'll take you off. We'll assume we can move away from that in time, so we can have that put that back on. And the mine. Not bad. That's actually running us 0.2 more nobles day. So, like 6 a month. Completed repairs. That is finally good. That took you long enough.
Offering support.
Oh, it's only showing me the other people's orbits. Echo Papa. Okay, so there's only 2 stations here. There's Schmidt and Esmus. If you're gonna let me only noble mine up there. And the good radioactive. Well, one of the good radioactives. Yeah, let's go to you. We're not in a rush to get there anytime soon, so we can do like a 24-hour burn. Save a bunch of fuel. It's just the station, so we can hit engage, auto-resolve, accept, close, let some time pass. So I need them selected so I can tell them to acquire the HAB. Okay, Doc survives. Really, we just need enough power to power the place. Alright, so the thing really just wants another 60 power, which isn't that much of an ask. Build enough here to get it powered up again. There we go. colonized another one of the Pakistan regions.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
We've hit them where it hurts.
There's the improved coil cannon. We can do the advanced coil gun batteries. Then maybe move on to something else.
Crackdown complete.
Do repair, which will take 10 days. A lot better than where it was last time. And there's our media center. I think we'll go... or Space Hotel. This is gonna go research real quick, but we don't really have the boost to do that. Don't think we do. Especially because we're going to want the admin complexes, so admin complexes first, space hotels and space hospitals second. September. Yes, we're definitely improved the science rate, so we're moving faster. Nations are actually still the main source of science, so yeah, that that bonus to science, Earth science, is definitely a big bonus. July, and we're in June. Yeah, we're moving. We're making progress. We've lost control at this point of interplanetary, so we're just gonna let them do it at the speed they want. That's Quell Cannon, okay. We'll set this favorite, because if I'm going to do kinetics, we want that gun. I just think we're going to stick to laser and plasma.
Now.
Laser, plasma, and armor. Okay, and the predators are going to come through one by one. Because the
Our
crackdown,
associates are now
crackdown
in
is
charge.
pretty guaranteed. There we go. Now we got to see if we can get the controllers of Japan to agree to a ceasefire. It's just the resistance, so maybe. Might actually go an extra cycle here, just so we can see that result. Ah! That's a bigger fleet than I was expecting. Max bid will escape, okay. Oh, it didn't. It said max bid would allow escape. Let me auto-resolve. Oh, okay, so that kind of worked. They didn't chase with everything. Like, that looked like a super scary fight. And then I just got an achievement for win a battle when you're outnumbered 5 to 1 combat power, apparently. Because they had us that dead to rights and yet didn't succeed. We'll take the 4 days back to the station, please. We'll get repaired before we come back for round 2. we'll go one cycle, see if we can get the peace in Iran. We might not. They might not be willing to do that.
Reporting in. On my way to the capital.
Reporting in.
We're taking power.
What's the op? Targeting their
Probably
center of
overkill,
power.
but we're gonna do it anyway.
Ready to go.
This is a protectorate nation, so it's friends of little protectorates. That's fair. I'm not going to immediately turn around and ally it with all of our guys, just in case I can't get the peace with Japan. Because then what we'll do is we'll invade it ourselves. We'll be much quicker at finishing the war with control of all the armies on both sides of the conflict than resistance will be. Okay, this is definitely a circumstance where this could have all been one message, please.
Work in the public.
Lending my expertise.
Okay, we're coming up on the end of this stream. As soon as we're done with this council cycle, I think we're going to put the part break in, because we'll know the answer on whether we can have peace between Japan and Iran fairly soon, I think. Okay, I don't mind them having alien red
Tell me
team.
what we need to send more people further, faster. Otherwise, we'll be stuck playing defense forever, and that's just a slow way to lose.
Okay,
Commander Fiona Ayawade, technical briefing.
Really, we didn't need Topomax. There's multiple different choices for fusion. We didn't really go Topomax. Topomax is really not... Like, it's okay. It's a workable choice. Of course, this was what the AI chose. They chose the Topomax. The AI has chosen a slightly better choice, which is the Tier 3 for the fusion center, so we'll want that eventually. Probe is arriving at places.
Neutralize their key people.
We've moved the needle.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Exodus is coming for 358. Or no, 359. Okay. Do I want to burn the fuel? They will arrive 13. I think we're going to go with the fuel burning, which is we send India 292 to go join India 359 and give them a very rude arrival, rude awakening when they get there. Minimum burn, save as much fuel as possible.
Policy direction complete.
Seek peace. Yes, okay, we can get that war to the end. That was the question I wanted to answer for myself before we bring the stream to an end. We engage. They're running for it. Honestly, we'd probably take some damage, but let's... Yeah. It's gonna be 3 of us versus them, but that's actually a fair fight. question here is, do we have enough point defense? No, we're gonna unlock noses and give them an acceleration command. Give them 2 acceleration commands so we close a little bit faster. Showing what this BMOS can do against the poor human forces. Normally, if I was going against aliens, I'd be winning like 10 of these against an alien fleet. But the alien fleets would be a little bit more on the aggressive. The humans here recognize that they are outgunned and very screwed. They're trying to run for it. We lost the primary gun on one of them. So maybe an indication I don't have enough armor on these guys. Yeah, I closed a bit too fast. I should have taken the slow approach. And the reason is that we don't have enough side armor, so when we got started shooting at the side, we have no response. At this point, we don't have any capacity to return fire. We'll see if the ships actually survive the engagement. Nope, there goes one. And yeah, there's not enough on the side of the rear to hold up to that level of bombardment. I might load the autosave. I'm gonna load the autosave here. I think this is a fight we could have definitely won, had I done it right. Can I load the autosave from here? Yeah, it'll save me some time. And zip some D while waiting for this loading to finish. Okay, I lied. I'm going to delete my T from existence, apparently. My T is gone. Game loading's about half done. Again, what I probably could have done is I could also spent some Delta V on the whole fleet and brought the whole fleet instead of 3. Which would have still definitely been overkill. Right, that was definitely a fight where I think if we played it right, we had overkill. Okay. We engage. They're running away. Enemy max bid will escape, is what it's telling us. Okay. So if I want to catch them, and we kind of want to catch them, I have to do the engage, and we do it with 3. Okay, let's engage. I'm actually going to see what the auto result here is. We're damaged, they're damaged. We don't actually destroy anything with this, but I can work with everything's damaged. Both sides departed the battle. Fair enough. Save us from doing the battle again. And if it's predicting that everyone gets damaged, that's probably vaguely true. Both fleets are willing to fight. We're gonna auto-resolve this one as well. And yeah, we take damage here, but the mop of crew rolls in and finishes the fleet off. It's probably the best way to describe that. Yeah, in no way was this smart from a monetary standpoint. Oh, use double the Delta V. That's what happened there. How much fuel do I need to get back to base? Let's evaluate this. Because I need to save enough fuel that these guys... Because ideally we'd want to merge up with the existing fleet, distribute the fuel, and fly back. Okay, we could fly to Low Earth 2, refuel there. We only need... fractional... Yeah, okay. So merge up with 292. And then here, we're going to share propellant. Equalize Delta V. This gives us enough to fly to the closest base. Yeah, fly to the closest base. It really doesn't save us fuel either way. We'll just take the quickest one. They'll be there in a week. And then they're going to go refueling and repairs and be combat capable again, and that'll be good. Could definitely do with more armor on them, although that makes them more fuel hoggy. We'll just roll as they are.
We're in control here.
Okay, got a point back in Poland. Start working back toward work these guys towards being friends with Iran, so we can go rolling through them to face the aliens later. Got a point back in Poland. So we'll reset it to the default. Here's our admin complexes. So we'll, as boost allows, we will probably want to activate those. Let's grab Space Hotel. It's nice and cheap, and well, we're not gonna have the boost for that, let's say, but we'll get it now when we know we're thinking about it. Although, can I direct invest into boost? I can. So that is something we could do, is we could just buy a bunch of boost to turn into influence and money, which we then turn into more boost. Okay, and that is the end of that council cycle. So, I think this is where we're going to go ahead and put the part break in, bringing this episode and this stream to an end. If you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, this is where I go ahead and bring the channel schedule up on the monitor, so I can tell you what's coming up in the next couple days. I do need to update the schedule. Right now, I've only got the schedule out for one day. Tomorrow, we're going to be playing Panzer Corps 2. We've got the Moscow mission. I think it's actually the same whether you go north, center, or south, but we're on Moscow. We've arrived in Moscow. The snow is here, but the mission must go on. That will be tomorrow. Wednesday, I think I'm still gonna go ahead and play Victoria 3 on Wednesday. I might make it a short part. I might not make it a short part. We're 2 parts ahead on Victoria 3, so if you're watching on Twitch, YouTube actually has 2 more parts than they normally would. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you probably haven't seen the end of the last Victoria 3. Sorry, a little bit of spoilers there. That one did end. That run in India did end. I'm tempted to actually just go right back into India a different way. I may resist because I think there's a bug in the last journal entry. But I'm very tempted to go back and do India right away. Although, one way to maybe change that is I can change the patch. We'll see. So I'm thinking Wednesday we're going to do Victoria 3. Thursday is then going to be Shadow Empire. Our run continues. I believe we're to turn 80 now. Which isn't too much spoilers for people watching Shadow Empire. We're not done there. I'm not going to resist spoiling Shadow Empire. Interesting stuff is happening if you haven't aren't up to date. So that's the next 3 days. Tuesday, Panzer Corps. Wednesday, probably Victoria 3. Thursday, Shadow Empire. And then we'll be back to Terra Invicta in the release build on Friday. And I think things are coming together for us to be expanding. There isn't any real reason other than the metal shortage, or other than the noble metal shortage. So it's the gold stuff, not the iron-colored stuff. That's delaying our expansion here. Sites got backfilled. Of course, this means when our ships are done, we can just steal it from Humanity First. And honestly, when our ships are done, that might be time just to take a swing to the Resistance. And try to take over all the places. All the places. But I don't know. The Resistance, again, is still the only faction that is being friendly. We still got the non-aggression pact with the resistance. So it would be a shame to break the one and only non-aggression pact. Everyone else is basically like, yeah, no. The initiative is a existential threat to our goals, for whatever reason. The answer is because we're just really strong, as we just demonstrated there. It's like, yeah, one of our major battle fleets can basically take on everyone else's battle fleets. At this point, it wasn't for the fact that I think the other factions have done a good job of suppressing the aliens. We'd probably be focusing more on the aliens. We're a little weak right now because we're damaged from that last fight, but we're about at full repair, about 6k. The aliens are growing. They're up to 3.9. I think at the beginning of the stream they're 3.6. So they're about 6 times stronger than us. But they're split up all across the entire solar system in a little bit of penny packets. So actually, all their individual fleets, I think, are weaker than ours. Right? Our one fleet, if it's ready to do battle, is bigger and stronger than every last alien fleet. There's just enough fleets that they could, if they brought everything together, to be 6 times our strength. And then I think we've got everyone else outdone. The Academy is basically dead at this point. Protectorate's basically dead at this point. Servants actually are apparently comparable, but they're like the aliens. They're in the little penny packets across the entire solar system. Humanity versus is out of count. The resistance is again little penny packets across the solar system. So at this point, the difficulty I imagine coming up is at this point we are in simply dealing with the annoyances in space, attriting all the other human factions' ability to be annoyance to the aliens. So soon we will be the one and only threat to the aliens. And then I'm going to have to fight the aliens alone. That's basically what's going on. The other factions have done a good job at making it so we weren't fighting alone earlier. At this point, we basically are. And maybe that's the standpoint where I'm like, okay, do I need to respect the aliens or the other human factions in space? And the answer is probably no. And then if I'm not respecting them in space, should I respect them in Earth? And the answer is probably no. It's a shame I'm going to break the non-aggression pact, I think, with the resistance, but that's what's coming up, I think. Break that non-aggression pact, finally take the last point in China. Take all the noble use on Mercury. And that's a lot of nobles, right? We're making 144 a month. And I wouldn't be surprised if Mercury is another 144. $10, $20, $30, $40, $50, $60? Oh, that's less on Mercury than I expected. But yeah, Mercury would be like 50% more nobles. And I don't know if that's the base or if that's accounting for their mining modifier on those numbers. So it might actually be 50 to 100% bigger than that too. But yeah, the noble mining on Mercury I think will solve our noble problems, and then we can finally get what we want everywhere. We did finish the upgrade to these. We haven't implemented them yet. Filter down to us so we can go find some of those things to say where it might be upgradable. Can I find a hab that was attacked at some point earlier in the game, please? There we go. So we can upgrade a bunch of these. Upgrading them from 3 and 10, although they're minus 20, so it's minus 17 and 10. But admin complex is out, which gives us more control points, allows us to control more of Earth. Media center is minus 90 and 25, so we can really boost the influence. We can go from, although we'll have to place a couple of those solar panels, but we can go from 10 to 25. Right. And yeah, that'll be a little bit of cost of not being able to run quite as many, because we have to swap out some for solar panels. Yeah, I'll have to do the math on that to see if that's actually an influence gain. I think that will be an influence gain. And more influence means we can do things to make more money, and, sort of hopefully get a feedback loop there, which helps us get into space better. So I hope you've been enjoying. If you're watching on YouTube, as I said, there'll be another one up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, well, if you're watching and you want to get a comment responded to, feel free to leave one, whether it's live now on Twitch or in the comments on YouTube. I do try to respond to all the ones on YouTube. I try to respond to all the ones on Twitch as I see them. As far as I can see on Twitch, there's been 3 comments the entire stream. 2 of them were spam. They're pretty easy to understand, the spam ones, because they're trying to sell me things. They're not really trying to talk to me or talk to you. And hello, new Twitch chatter saying you all BB. So I hope you've all been enjoying. And yeah, so there are Twitch chatters here chatting. So now we've actually got up to 5. So hello, saying hello to the Twitch chatter. Yeah, hope you've all been enjoying. If you're watching on Twitch and there's anything you want to see in the game, I'll leave the stream up for about a minute after I end the YouTube recording. And with that, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Hope you've been enjoying this Let's Play. And with that, bye for now.